along with your family. You'd be building a team of very bright, intelligent, and fun consultants that are over there screaming. Oh yeah, they didn't get screaming. Okay, that's that after lunch, they're a little slow thing. And I'd be standing 10 years later in front of a group of hundreds of consultants sharing my success. I would have personally laughed. And the reason being is I didn't recruit anybody when I first started my business for a total of 2 years. I did absolutely nothing in recruiting. Because my mindset at that time was, I could not believe that you could make money in this. I thought people just did Pampered Chef or any direct sales just for the products. And I was looking for a little extra income. Well, my mindset changed in 2004 when I met my National Executive Director, Teresa Brown. Yes, it was a life-changing experience for my business and for me personally. I was able to recruit my first person in May of 2004, became a director in September 2004, and been very passionate about sharing the business opportunity with others every year since then. And I've earned Excellence Award since 2007 in Sales and Recruiting, plus President's Award twice so far.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have an amazing team. Now, I understand that your key focus is plant seeds during the show. Will you tell us more about it?
Yes, there are 3 strategies I use for recruiting at my shows. The first one is before the show during host coaching. The second one is informing at my shows. So just kind of informing little segment. And then the last is actually during checkout and follow-up, I actually ask if the business opportunity is for them.
So why don't we start with host coaching? Our top recruiters tell us that 60 to 70% of the consultants in their teams were a previous Pampered Chef host before they joined the Pampered Chef.
That is very true, and that's why I strongly believe that recruiting does start in the host coaching. So would you like to be one of my hosts, my dear?
I would love to.
Oh, cool. I love this. So I have these cooking show planning guides. These are the free ones that you get from home office. And just a little note on this. When I ask the Pampered Chef, or if somebody's interested in the business opportunity, I ask from a neutral mindset. I have no expectations of the outcome or what their answer is. I would like them to tell me what they would like to do. And then this way they are making a decision best for them. So I use the cooking show planning guide. And at the top, of course, we have the number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1 is making your wish list. Number 2 is the guest list, but this is where I focus for recruiting, is on this other page. Under 3 and 4, it lists the benefits of being a host. So this is what I would say. Valerie, one of our other benefits about being a Pampered Chef consultant is that you can take $20 or $40 off our kit and become a Pampered Chef consultant. I was just curious. Have you ever thought about being a Pampered Chef consultant?
No, not really.
You know what? I understand that it's not for everybody, and I get that. Just out of curiosity, would you be willing to invite some of your circle of friends that you might think that need a little helping hand? And then that way they can make a decision for themselves as this might be for them.
Yes, I can do that. Now, I'm curious, Catherine, do you get, when you ask that question, do you get that many no's?
Actually, I don't. Believe it or not, I get a lot more maybes, and I do get the occasional yeses that yes, they're interested in the business opportunity.
So how about we move on right to the show then?
Okay.
What do you do?
At the show, or actually during that, would you guys like to hear the maybes?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay, because that seems to be where I get the most of it. Would you like to role play with me again?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Valerie, just out of curiosity, would you like more to be a Pampered Chef consultant?
Yeah, I would love to hear more information about it, yeah.
So just out of curiosity, your interest in being a consultant, is it more for the products, is it more for the money, or is it more for the flexibility that Pampered Chef offers?
Well, my family right now is kind of struggling with money, so I'm looking for a little way to make more money.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, the Pampered Chef could be for you. Did you know that Pampered Chef consultants make on an average about $100 to $200 per evening?
Really?
Every time they go out and do a show, that's an average.
That's good money.
It is. So we can actually turn your show into a kickoff show where you get to keep the bookings, you get to keep the host benefits, and you get your kit at a discount. So at any point in time between now and the time of your show, we can always do that for you.
Oh, great.
Cool.
Yes. Perfect. So why don't we move on right to the show right now?
Okay.
And tell us what you do with your shows.
There's
talk
actually,
about recruiting.
Thank you. There's actually 2 parts that I do at my shows. And the first one is actually I plant seeds, and the second one is a recruiting commercial that I actually do.
Now, onto the show itself. How do you generate interest among the hosts and guests?
By planting the seeds is one of them. So for instance, when I'm planting seeds, there's the booking seeds, there's a product seed, there's an income seed, and there's the listening seeds. And seeds are actually just statements at your show that you're making. You're not expecting a response, they're just a statement that you're making.
Let's focus on the recruiting seeds.
Okay.
Can you share with us a product seed?
Sure. Let's do the bar pan. As we're just seeing the pictures, a lot of the recipes for new consultants are in the bar pan, so let's focus on the bar pan. I take a piece of stoneware, whether it's the bar pan or the deep dish cover baker, to my show, so there's always a piece of stoneware there. So I would turn around and point to that stone and say, did you know that the most versatile piece that we have in our stoneware collection is the bar pan, because you can do just about everything with it, and it's one of the pieces that comes in this starter kit for new consultants.
I like that. You also mentioned listening seeds.
Yes, that is actually one of my favorites. I go to my shows listening because most of the shows it's a fun activity for everybody to get together, but they're letting loose of whatever's on their mind. They're talking about whatever is taking precedent on their mind, whether it's the car payment coming up or whatever the kids do, whichever the situation might be. So I like listening to all of that from an aspect or a mindset that says, how can the Pampered Chef help them better their lives?
I like that. So let's say you have a person that's very excited about everything you're showing at a show, and I know most of us have them. We call them Pampered Chef groupies, I heard. Yeah. So what would you say to a Pampered Chef groupie?
Depending on which product that they were really excited about, I would turn around and tell them, you know, as a Pampered Chef consultant, you can earn products for free. So all the products that you see here, I've earned from Pampered Chef for free.
Good. Now tell us about the income seeds. How do you mention the income seeds at your shows?
The income seed is actually part of my recruiting commercial. And my recruiting commercial is just that. It's a portion of my show where I specify I'm going to talk about why I do Pampered Chef. Other top recruiters that I've talked to and seen, you will hear them say, well, I do the recruiting side. I do the ticketing. Maybe it's just they tell their story. Maybe it's the why bag. But I actually do what's called a recruiting commercial.
Oh, would you mind sharing that with us?
I'll be more than happy to. Let me get it in my book right here. Okay. So I go into show mode, and at the end of my show, towards the end of my show is when I do this. And this is what I do. So if everyone this evening would go ahead and turn your catalogs to page 2 and 3, I'd like to share with you why I do Pampered Chef. Oh, I love this already doing that. For a minute there, I didn't think you guys were actually going to do that. Okay, so I want to share with you why I do Pampered Chef. And I know it's not for everybody. I get that. But it might be for maybe you or someone you know that could use extra products. Maybe it's for the extra income. Maybe it's for the flexibility. All consultants that are on my team, including myself, invested in one of the kits that you see on page 3 to start our business. But I have to tell you, when I started my business back in 2002, it was for the products. I was just going to do the products and get out. In 2005, my life changed when I got pregnant with my second son, and I decided this is what I was going to do so I could be able to stay home with my kids, homeschool my kids and be a part of their life, but still bring in income so that everybody, we had money for the decorations like Cindy was saying. So now this is why I do Pampered Chef. I have a house full of testosterone. I like to call myself the queen of testosterone because my first child is my husband. Okay? Then I actually gave birth to 3 more children. So I have a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old. I'm able to be part of their lives, which is something good. The other thing that I do Pampered Chef for is the awesome trips that we go on. My family and I have been on a Caribbean cruise, the Atlantis Resort. My husband and I left the kids with their aunt and uncle, and we went to London and Scotland. And we only had 2 kids at that time. The next year, I couldn't go to Paris because I was pregnant with a 3rd child. That's a running joke in my team. My family and I, we went to Disney. My husband and I went to Maui with the 3 kids that only at that time we left with their aunt and uncle. We still have those 3 staying kids, just in case you're wondering. And next year, we'll be going to Ireland. But a lot of people always ask me, you know what, this is all great. You get products, you get trips, but money is what I really need to pay the bills. Do you really make any money doing Pampered Chef? So here is my commission statement that I pass around at all my shows. I do roughly about 8 shows. 8 shows about 2 to 3 hours long. So I brought home in those time about $1,600. But that's just as a consultant. The good news is I lead a team of consultants. So if you're looking for a career, you can double or triple that or make as much money as you want with the Pampered Chef. So we have a little special offer. Anybody who becomes a Pampered Chef consultant, you have the opportunity to get extra products for free. So when I'm checking you out at the end of the evening, I'll be asking if you'd like to take some information home. And that's all I do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yay. You have an amazing story, and I love when you share it with your customers. So talk to us about the checkout and the follow-up. What do you do there?
And I know that you brought me on stage a few minutes ago for the Feeding the Hungry, and this is actually where I do that as well. So I use the regular order forms that you get with Pampered Chef. So would you like to be my guest again? Thank you. So Valerie, did you have a good time tonight? Did you like that recipe we did in that Eat, Discover, Baker?
Oh my goodness, I learned so much. I cannot wait to get home to prepare that recipe.
Isn't that a cool recipe? It's amazing that you can cook chicken that my way, doesn't it?
Yes.
Well, I have your total here ready, and you can round up the little bit of change goes to Feed the Hungry or however much you want to do, because that actually helps Feed the Hungry in the area the show is held. But I do have a question for you. Have you ever thought about being a Pampered Chef consultant? Would this be something you might be interested in doing?
Well, actually, when they invited me to the show, I was thinking about the possibility. Yes, I had thought about it.
Oh, perfect. How about, do you have some time in the next day or two that you and I can get together and we can explore if Pampered Chef is for you by any chance?
Well, I have a very busy schedule. I work full time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we can do it over lunchtime.
We can perfectly do that. And by the way, Pampered Chef consultants, there's about 80% of them that work full time, so you would fit in just perfect right there. So is there a little convenient, like, cafe or something near your lunch or your work that we can meet there? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So I have this little Discover Us brochure that I'd like to send home with you. We're making it work, but anyways, hand her the, I can't find it at the moment, but anyways, hand her the Discover Us brochure. So I have the date and time of where we're going to be. My contact information's on the back, so in case anything changes, let me know. Between now and then, take a look at it and let me know if you have any questions. I want to make sure I answer all of your questions at that time when we meet.
Okay.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, all right.
Wish they were a little whiter.
Is there anything else, Kathleen, that you would like to share before we exit the stage?
One last thing. The Pampered Chef business opportunity is a gift. We have it. It's a very beautiful gift that we have. It's a gift to empower others to help themselves. Each one of you are sitting here today because you took advantage of that gift. And just like our mothers would tell us, it is rude not to share something that you love or are passionate about. Now it is up to you to share the business opportunity with others and let them decide if this business is for them.
Thank you so much. Thank you.